What's going on, guys? Brent031. Appreciate you guys tuning in. In this video, we're going to be taking an up-close look at the Kommandostore's faithful reproduction of a Cold War era classic, guys, and that is the South African Defense Force Pattern 83 chest rig. I mean, this thing set the standard for chest rigs. You guys can see the influence that it's had on most modern day gear that's out there nowadays, and just a Cold War classic. So if you guys want that nostalgia, you know, the Pattern 83 chest rigs, although at one time were very cheap and prevalent on the market, they're drying up, guys. They're becoming collector's items, and you don't want to destroy them, okay? So what better way than to get a faithful reproduction of it from the Kommandostore, and that way you don't care as much getting this sucker dirty and putting it through the ringer, okay? But that's what we're gonna do today, guys. We're gonna take an up-close look at this sucker. Just a fantastic chest rig, Cold War era classic. The South African Defense Force Pattern 83, reproduced by the Kommandostore. Thanks for watching. All right, guys, let's take an up-close look at this Kommandostore faithful reproduction of the South African Defense Force Pattern 83 chest rig. And again, this is just a iconic legend. Here is an original, and you guys can see that the color is essentially spot on. This is obviously used, so it's got a little bit of fading from just usage, and this color is going to match this 100% once it gets a little bit more wear and tear out in the field. But nonetheless, guys, you guys can see that this is essentially just a spot-on reproduction of this rig. And really the only difference is this is made out of better materials and better built than this old surplus SADF Pattern 83 rig. So all the features that are on this tried and true 83 rig are going to be on this reproduction by the Kommandostore. So you guys can see there's their logo, okay? So again, original, and this is a reproduction. So without further ado, let's take a deeper dive into this. And you know, where does this rig come from? Well, obviously, you know, it's based off of the original CHICOM rig, which was, you know, very very revolutionary and very effective. But obviously these are made by the CHICOMs, and you know, the enemy wore this, okay? So there's always going to be the good guys reproducing what the bad guys have if it's a good piece of gear and making it better, all right? So that's essentially what the Pattern 83 chest rig was. So why would you guys want this rig? Well, you know, if you want that nostalgia of having that, you know, SADF Pattern 83 chest rig, again, this is like an icon, staple of, you know, commando rigs, okay? A lot of chest rigs were based off of this design. So let's go through and see why this old chest rig is you know, so legendary in its own, okay? So you have 3 magazine pouches in the front here that can hold a variety of different magazines, and they are relatively big. Now the SADF had the a FAL, which I believe they designated the R1, and they also had the you know, a Galil rifle, which was the I believe R4 and R5 variants. So nonetheless, you had the capability of holding magazines for those particular service rifles. And they also include on the Kommandostore reproduction variant, they have these pull tabs to assist you with pulling out magazines. You can remove these. These are Velcro. Now that's not a feature that was on the original. However, they're adding it for your convenience, okay? So you saw how once I lifted this tab, you know, it's popping those that magazine up. So if you have a magazine like this one, this FAL magazine, you know, and it's harder because it sits deeper in the pouch, you can use those pull tabs to pull those magazines out. Now I think that was a feature on, you know, some of the earlier chest rigs and later omitted, but nonetheless they added that feature, and they added some Velcro, so with you know, removable Velcro, so that you can add those if you need them or remove them if you don't want them, okay? So I've taken them off on most of the magazine pouches for this demonstration, all right? So again, that's a feature here. These are FAL mags and fit in there just fine. Okay, they also obviously are going to go down further. That's why I have the pull tab is hooked up there. And again, if I don't need it, I just take it out. Okay. In the middle here, I have 2 Galil magazines, and you know, these are a little bit longer than your standard NATO Stanag magazines, but they go in. That's why the pouch is a little bit longer, but they obviously fit in there just fine because that's the rifle it was designed for, right? Here's your Stenag magazines. As you guys can see, it fits 2. And if you're going to run this with these, I recommend having some sort of pull tab, whether that's 550 cord that you rigged up yourself, the Magpul floor plates that have the pulls on them, or just adding those Magpul, you know, rubber pulls just like this. Okay, but holds 2 Stenag magazines just fine. And that's obviously going to work with, let's see if I got some down here. Yep, there we go. Got standard Magpul magazines, probably one of the most popular magazines in America. Those fit in there just fine, guys. 2 of them. What else we got here? Let's try VZ58 magazine. VZ58, no issue. Goes right in. AK-74, no problem. This is 7.62 by 39. Your AK-47, AKM style magazines, no problem. This is your HK-93 magazines. Pretty tall, but will definitely fit, no problem whatsoever. You guys can see, closes up just fine. All right, Velcro closures. Let's see what else we got here. M1A, M14 style magazine. Again, you're gonna have the same deal with these as you would a FAL. They're gonna be shorter magazines, so you definitely probably want to use the Magpul on those. But nonetheless, they fit in there. Just getting them out would be the issue if you're not using those magazine pulls. What else we got? G3 mags. Yep, G3 mags, no problem. All right. Got a couple different 5.56 magazines here. I got a polymer HK magazine, goes right in. Got a metal HK magazine, goes right in. So it will fit all your kind of normal standard magazines, guys. No problem whatsoever. The shoulder straps here are just typical backpack style shoulder straps. You guys can see it's got adjustment points at each end. Okay, so you adjust it to your particular height that you want it. The waist strap secures with just you know, Fastec style buckle, and you can adjust it in the back, tighten or loosen depending on what you need. We'll come back to that mat pouch. Let's go back to the front here. All right, so back to the front. So we got 2 pockets on the left side of the rig and 1 pocket on the right side of the rig. So your right side pocket is essentially the perfect size to hold your standard GI, USGI smoke grenade, okay? So, you know, anything that's around that size will fit in this utility pouch just fine. It's essentially just a general purpose pouch, perfect size for a smoke grenade, because I believe that's what it was designed to do. This side right here, my understanding is that this was like a pin flare pouch. So I got a, you know, pin flare device, launching device there. You guys can see that that is the perfect size, okay, for that. But what can you use that for? Chem light. You got a chem light you want to stick in there. You can stick a pen in there. This is a Sharpie. All right, Sharpie goes in there just fine. Regular pen obviously works just fine. Any type of ink pen, matte pen, something along those lines. Maybe a small tactile style flashlight. All right, that goes in there. That's pretty much it for that. So, okay, these 2 pockets on the left-hand side of the rig. So this is a small pocket. I'm not sure what the SADF used in here. I'm sure somebody will post a comment saying what it was. But what can you use it for? Well, here's a small tactical headlamp that I have. And, you know, if I finagle it just right, you know, I can secure that in there so that could hold a headlamp. This pouch right here was for a grenade. There you go, M67 fragmentation grenade fits perfectly in there. I'm sure multiple other different types of grenades could fit perfectly in there. What could you use it for as an armed prepared citizen? I don't know, maybe something like a compass. All right, compass goes in there perfectly. Small GPS, a whole host of things, guys. Whatever, you know, whatever your little heart can desire. Here's a IR strobe. IR strobe obviously fits in there perfectly. Okay, so small little general purpose pouch right there. What was a grenade pouch. All right, flip this over. Let's talk about this. So on the back here, again, faithful reproduction. You guys saw that, you know, it was the exact same as the original, but it's your mount pouch. Okay, so when you're wearing this chest rig, you can easily access this from the inside of the chest rig while you're wearing it, and you can pull out and keep your maps and documents in there. And you guys can see that this pocket here is reinforced with that, you know, rubberized coating to help keep it from getting wet. So even though you're sweating and you're moving and you got this chest rig up against your, you know, your camis that are against your skin, this shouldn't get wet because it's in this, you know, protective, waterproof, or water resistant, I should say, pouch. So I would obviously still recommend keeping your map or any other type of, you know, documents like this in some sort of waterproofing bag, you know, like a mat bag or something like that inside here. But nonetheless, this is a you know, water resistant lined pouch for your documents. So that's the SADF Pattern 83 chest rig in a nutshell. And again, guys, this is essentially, I mean, not just essentially, it is a faithful reproduction of the original SADF chest rig. So, you know, why get this all jacked up when this essentially is a collector's item nowadays, when you can get a reproduction that's the exact same thing, and, you know, you're not going to have heartburn over getting this torn up. Well, that's it, guys. That completes this video overview of the Kommandostore's faithful reproduction of the South African Defense Force Pattern 83 chest rig. If you guys are liking what you're seeing, don't forget to check out my channel, subscribe. I've done several gear reviews in the past. I plan on doing several more in the future. Also, if you're interested in this particular chest rig and you want to know where you can get it, check out the information box. I will have a link to it there. Thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to leave a comment.